Welcome to Pranic Talk TV. This is Elitom El-amin.
And Shana Dean.
Enjoy the show.
Hi, Elitom. Welcome to...
Hey there.
Hi. We're both so excited to talk today.
I know it.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. So it's all about high vibe, huh? The high vibe lifestyle.
The high vibe lifestyle, absolutely. And creating a high heaven for yourself here on earth.
Absolutely. Which is possible. We got the right tools, we got the right information. So this is good because a person can actually make that from myth to reality.
Oh, yeah. And it's actually far easier than you realize. You also need the right mindset and new habits, you know, a new routine.
Because like the Buddhists used to say, your thoughts is everything. What you think, you become. And right now we're in an age where we have a whole lot of motivational speakers out there now, and all of them are basically saying the same thing. Change your thought process, your life will change.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
I just gave a global pranic meditation this morning. I have a group of people that I meet with once a week. And by the way, if you're interested in joining, drop me a note and I will include you in the group because it's a really powerful meditation for everyone out there listening now. But it came up, I said, you know, as we do these meditations, we're increasing our energy field, we're increasing our magnetism. It's really important with all this energy running that you are really watch what you think and what you say. Because when you start increasing and you start stepping into that power, that spiritual, you know, fullness that you really are, your manifesting happens quickly. So you want to always stay high and light and bright. You know, stay away from limited thinking or anything that might, anything negative, you know, try to get away from that. In other words, stay positive, really important.
Because people got to understand, and some people got it, and most people don't, your thoughts do create your reality. The thought is like the first phase of physical matter. Even though you can't see it with your eyes, it's tangible, it exists. And everybody's dealing with it. And when we talk about a high vibration, the thought part is where it's all about again. Because what you're doing, you're trying to keep a high vibration. To understand what this means, you are striving to keep a high thought process every moment. Every moment. And that's dealing with your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, to keep your thoughts in a positive place. That's what that means. You can become a positive person. Now, there is that negative voice that's in everybody, and that's what they say. Everybody deals with that. It's an over-highlighted voice that over-highlights things and always want to put out the negativity. But that voice can be diminished with practice and when you start really focusing on the way you're thinking. This is a training, and some people can do it. Absolutely.
Yes, and the further you go along on this path, the easier that is.
Right.
Because you are more naturally in a happy state. You're feeling more bliss just naturally from your meditations, from eating lighter, or let's say you're juicing or whatever it is you're doing to lighten up your diet and let that part go. This path really brings so much joy.
Yes, and the reason being, when we talk about a high vibration, we're talking about you're feeling light in your thoughts, your emotions, and your body. It's a light feeling. That's why they got that word enlightenment. It's more than just a light like you clicking on the lights in the house. You are actually feeling light. The stress, that's what basically what it is, so it can get down to earth, and it come in many different levels. You are relieving stress off of your physical being, out of your nature. And when you start feeling light, your vibration has actually increased. And like you said, thinking positive is kind of our natural state of thought.
It is. It's absolutely our natural state of thought because we are loving light beings. Like that's our true essence, right? So anything other than that is going against the grain of who we actually are. It's a block. And
Right.
it's important to be mindful of your thoughts, because what you say and what you think is like a prayer to your higher self and to the universe. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's really important that you stay very clear with your intentions. And even though it may not be easy to do that all the time, try to drop into your heart as much as possible and feel gratitude for the things that are in your life, for the
Right.
around you, anything like that.
Right. And just to feel light like that in your mind, your emotions, in your body, you are happy. That automatically brings forth a happiness. Because when you raise your vibration, see what makes spirituality different to the masses now, notice that we're in an age where people are talking about diet changes like never before. This information is coming all over the place. What you eat does affect your frequency, your vibration, the way you feel, the way you think, your emotions. Most people got that now. And we're in an age like never before about fasting, all the medical benefits of cleaning yourself out, taking a time out for yourself. That right there are other assets to raise your vibration. So this age we in now, we're putting the physical body into it, because the physical body is your mind. It is your emotions.
That's right. That's right. And your lifestyle plays a huge part in that. So, Elitom, maybe we should talk a little bit about our lifestyles.
Oh, man.
What we do to stay really high and happy.
Absolutely. And this is really serious.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I've gotten on this journey in my personal life, because I am actually living a high vibe life and I'm happy. I was just with a person, you know, they're in their young, early 20s, so they do like to smoke the weed and drink every once in a while. And then one day, the one girl said to me, she said, "Why are you sitting there so happy and singing?" And then she said, "Don't say it. Don't say you're high on life." And I said, "Well, that's what I'm about to say. I am actually high on life. I'm happy. I'm feeling good. The body's light. And a good thing about having a high vibration, and this is what I love and why I feel so happy, this comes with the territory that your physical body will have little or no pain. When you raise your vibration, your physical body will have little or no pain in it. That is awesome.
Yes, and the same thing goes for your emotional body too. Hello.
These are my friends here in India. Say hi.
Hi, it's so nice to see you.
So y'all being broadcast all around the world talking about.
Oh,
And this,
Shana.
she said, "You coming to India?" See, this is high vibration. And they don't speak English, but at the same time, it's the light that attracts all of us. Again, you meet nice people everywhere. Y'all get to seeing each other, and nobody's fearful of one another. We're talking, we're communicating. That's all about the light again. So again, then again, good, you're good. Namaste. Coming from India.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, Nepal.
Oh, nice. Nice.
This is awesome. All right, this is good. So this is good once again. Wow. This is how the life goes. And look, how you asked how my life was. I was out here yesterday and I met two men. They didn't speak English and I didn't speak the Hindi language. However, we connected and everybody was happy again. But I can feel their vibration. They can feel mine. Everybody was light, happy, looking at the ocean, laughing. All of this stuff is taking place because, again, we're light in our thinking, our emotions, and our physical bodies.
Right. Absolutely. And you're in a supercharged, powerful place like I was today.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. Let's talk about today.
Can I tell people this?
Yeah.
Of course, her hair was all over the place, got charged. She was out there in a high nature, and there's electricity out there. See, that's the thing with Tesla. Tesla tried to tell everybody. There's electricity in the atmosphere. So just like how we have electromagnetic fields, electricity going through the body, The planet itself has an electromagnetic field around it. We are sitting in electricity. It's not about always getting the coal out of the earth, the oil out of the earth, the fossil fuels. We have instruments now where there's electricity within the atmosphere. This is awesome.
Energy everywhere, everywhere.
And it showed on you today. Your hair was like electromagnified.
I know.
And I expected that.
Well, I just came back from watching the sunset on a cliff, looking over the ocean and doing qigong with some wind, right? So there's a lot of energy happening there. So when I came back and got on the computer with Elitom, I was like, ah!
Right. And the thing about it, you begin to love this type of lifestyle that you look for those places.
Oh,
like
yeah.
how we said yesterday about, okay, everything is energy and you could be a breatharian anywhere, but there's some environments that are more nutritious than others. And when you get on this path, you will seek them out.
Yeah.
You won't stay in low vibrational places very long.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely not.
And
I did a good, go ahead.
I was gonna say, when I'm home and I know the sun's setting, I run out the door and I go watch that sunset. And I work with that
Right.
energy, and I bring it into my body. So I'm not idly watching the sunset. I'm actively working with it and enjoying it at the same time. And it really does make a difference for your energy cultivation and your bliss. You just feel so amazing. And you can find the sun anywhere, hopefully, depending on who you are. But that's just one example, you know. Your environment makes a difference, but you have all these elements around you that you can draw from.
Right, absolutely. All these elements you could draw from. You said the key words. Now, this is what makes the Breatharian journey good, and it is a process. We're not telling nobody to put tape on their mouths. This is an education, a process for your thoughts to change, your body to change, and an indication is you will start becoming more healthier. That's an indication that your vibration is raising. Happier, lighter, and again, you will start seeking those things. And you'll be able to tell the difference between when you're doing those things in your lifestyle to make you feel denser to what make you feel lighter. You start weighing it out. And then you'll say in your mind, I want to stay in that higher vibration more and more and more.
Yeah, it feels amazing. You become like a bee to honey, you know. And
absolutely.
Oh, that's the way I feel, especially with my meditation. So I've meditated 4 times today. And so I led a guided meditation this morning, and then I went on a hike, and I love to hike and stop and meditate if I find really special nooks along the way, you know? And so that's what I do. So I do my meditation. I'm kind of doing the meditation as I'm walking, actually, because I'm bringing the energy in. I'm noticing.
You're a walking meditation.
Absolutely. And then I found a beautiful place on the cliff overlooking the ocean. I sat there and I meditated for a while. And then I continued on and I found a creek. And then I sat by that on a boulder and I meditated with that for a while.
Wow.
And then later in the evening, just now, I watched the sunset and did qigong. So, I mean, that's a lot of energy that's being moved around.
Yep. Now, listen to what you just said. That's a lot of energy that need moved around. Now, the human body, and I think I stated this quite a few times, it does require a lot of energy for it to live and for it to function. This is why you have to make a lifestyle shift in other ways to get energy to where you was used to getting fossil fuels.
Food. Yeah.
Which is food.
Yeah.
Now, let's look at that word food. The definition is basically something that's going to give you nutrients. Now, we got to understand the etymology of where words come from. That word nutrient, the beginning of it is N-U-T, nut. And in Egyptology, Nut was a god who gave birth to Ra, which is the sun. They talk about the energy behind the sun that's giving life to everything. That is the nut, the nutrition. And now when you look at seeds or nuts, they have life in them when you plant them and they start to germinate. That little seed will plant a whole tree. And even you and I and everybody who's listening to this broadcast, I might as well go ahead and say it, we came from a seed, a nut, a semen. They made us. Somebody bust a nut. They gave us life. That was the nutrition. Right. It's just that real. So when you start going back to nature, the real nutrient, the real nut, the real nuclear force, you are actually nourishing yourself. A lot of energy is moving around. The ATP is charging up your cells. Your lungs start getting fuller. The more you start detoxifying yourself, your skin start breathing. Your lungs start breathing. Oh man, I could go on and on.
Go on and on.
This is so high. This is so high.
It is so
your blood. You actually clean your blood. All of this takes place.
I know.
Wow.
And what I have found, well, my sense is that your body is regenerating all the time. And
right.
There's a lot of theories. We don't really know how the breatharian body works quite yet because we haven't had a lot of science around it. You know, some people say you're receiving the nutrients from the atmosphere. I kind of feel like our bodies create the nutrients it needs. And the only time we are depleted is when we're eating things that knock us out of balance, like certain foods or any food.
Absolutely.
And so,
from my experience, that's exactly what's taking place.
Right. So I think the body is completely self-sustaining, but we can completely charge the body battery by getting out into these elements. You know,
right.
Trees, being with the water, being with the boulders, being with the sun and breathing it in and making it your life. You don't have to do 4 meditations a day like I did, but if you can, do, because it's important.
Right. And see, you said the key words too. When you were walking to the beach, for you, that was a meditation because we can feel our whole bodies. You know, some people are just walking and they're not feeling their bodies yet and stuff, and that's understandable. A lot of things from eating all of your life and not having this knowledge or don't know energy work, don't know meditation, the body feel numb, it feel dense. So that's why we was given that vibrational feeling on how you start feeling, everything will start becoming lighter. Now listen at this on what I had to go through. There was a time in my life I weighed 190 pounds. You know, 5'7", 190 pounds. Now one woman has said, well, for 5'7", that's not that heavy. Well, in a world that you live in right now, it seems that way. But for me, I didn't feel good. Now I weigh 120 pounds, it's maintained, and I could never imagine going straight from 190 to 120. That's a 70-pound difference. That took a period of time to take place to where the weight stagnated itself and my body and my mind got used to the new frequency. You understand? Some people try to move too fast, and I'm going to tell you something about my journey. When I got at 150, I felt scared. I was looking in the mirror saying, I don't think I look too good. It ain't about what nobody else says. I'm feeling good, but I don't look good. So that's why I tell people when you get to a certain place where you feel you're not looking good, you understand? That's where you should hold at for a while. You understand? Until you get used to it and your body start filling out and getting the memo. Then you can start moving down more as you start letting loose even more. Now I'm at 120, and right now here in India, when I walk around with my tank top on, I'm getting compliments everywhere about my body. There's muscle. That come from, you know, and I didn't even have this at first. You even said it, Shana.
Right.
That come from the push-ups.
Pictures of you from a few years ago that you posted on social media, and you were pretty much skin and bones. You look like one of the yogis sitting under the Bodhi tree. You know what I mean? Bodhi tree.
Right.
Yeah.
And I understood too that you don't have to look like that. You can build your body and shape it just like clay. So even building muscle is a science.
Right. And the more you're
resistance.
More you're on this path, the more energy you have. So you can't work out. Right. So in the beginning, you're doing lots of fasting. You're doing what you need to do to cleanse. You may not have that energy, but as you start building the prana and you move from fasting into being chronically nourished, the energy.
You got time.
You have time. You got the energy, and you have the desire. You want to move your body because you're so charged. So it's easier to exercise.
That's right. It's easier to exercise because you got time. You're charged up. And what I mean by you got time on your hands, I was up 4 a.m. That's like clockwork. And immediately it was like I wanted to sit down, meditate for a while, just let the energy charge up. But about 6:30 in the morning, I was working out, doing push-ups, working out, doing this and that. And I was even getting ready for my walk and stuff like that. So the lifestyle is totally different. You got all this time on your hands. So you're going to work out eventually, you know, to build yourself up just like you want to.
Right. What else are you going to do?
What else you going to do?
2 o'clock in the morning.
Sit there and be bored and look at the wall? That's not what this is about at all, because the brain still needs some type of stimuli. It still wants something to do. That's why I told people one time, and they kind of could vibe with it. If you're a boring person, you're immediately going to keep going back to your last lifestyle. When you start getting more time and more charged up, you now got the time and energy to do things that you thought you didn't have time and energy to do before.
Right. And you want to do it. You want to do it.
And you want to do it.
Yeah. Last night I was so high at 11 o'clock at night, I turned on the music and I just danced like crazy. And I thought, oh my goodness.
Oh man.
But
that is something.
Just supercharged all the time, supercharged. So, and not only that, when you exercise, you dance, you hike, you lift muscle, you lift weights, whatever it is, that actually gives you more energy.
Right.
So you're feeding yourself more energy. You're feeding yourself more prana.
Right. And now listen at this too, and this is a good one. Sometimes a person could be on a certain vibration of a lifestyle, and we kind of think that somebody else got it made in life due to where they're at. You know, like sort of like a poor person to say, if I only was a millionaire, I wouldn't, you know, I'd be doing this and that. So I had to tell this group of people that, you know, due to me, I do travel many different lifestyles of people and what they got and stuff like this, or what they don't got. And there's a saying that says, everybody you meet in life, you should treat them good because they're fighting the greatest war of their life. You know how they say everybody got something that they're dealing with? So what I'm saying is, now where I'm going with this. When you're dealing with the Breatharian journey, start where you at and don't get used to looking at other people, what you don't have or what you do have. You do got your own vibration, and there's some things that we do have control over, and there's some things we don't. So what you have to begin with is the things that you have control with, and it's usually our own behavior, and to get to know the things that trigger you to keep going into a lower vibration. You got to at least learn that.
Absolutely.
When you learn that, what triggers you off, it's up to you to start mastering that. You understand? Like a person who's trying to get off of alcohol, it'd be a bad idea for them to say, I'm going to stop drinking alcohol, but they're going to go hang out at the bar with their friends. That wouldn't make that's not very good. You will probably have to take a time out, take a Hajj for yourself, and even leave the people alone for a while or permanently to change your vibration into something new.
Yes.
Oh, man.
And let's talk about the light a little bit, because we're talking about moving into a higher, lighter life. And so today when I was doing Qigong, watching the sunset, I noticed that my shadow was really long because the sun was at an angle.
Right.
And I know you were talking earlier. What were you saying in the last video for those who haven't seen it yet? What's your theory on the light and the shadows?
Right. We all cast off a shadow, and it's cast by the body. But the reason why the body casts off this shadow is due to the reflection of the rays of light that's hitting it. So this is what we was telling people in the last one. We got these shadows, and it's your shadow self that's your teacher. But it's the light that actually casts the shadow off of you to reveal it to you so you can see it. Now, that's how we started in our last video.
Right.
And now you're making a good statement on the angle on how the light was hitting you made the shadow longer.
Right.
Compared to, oh, go ahead, when you're directly under it.
Right. So when you're directly in the light, your shadow is really small. But
That's what we're saying.
right, when you're not directly in the light, when it's at an angle like the sun, for example, your shadow side is bigger. So when you're not fully in the light, you're going to have more shadow stuff to work on. And the more you step into the light, the less you have. And you.
So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, go ahead, because I'm just so fired up.
I know, we're both super excited and high right now. And you showed me a video the other day of a match that was lit with a flame, and it was against the wall, and it had a light against it. So you could see the shadow of the match, but the flame did not have a shadow.
Absolutely. A flame does not cast a shadow. Right.
So when you become the light, you are the light, you have no shadow at all.
No, you know what? This isn't far-fetched. In esoteric teachings, they do show the stages of human development. You should not cast off a shadow when you start becoming more pure.
Right.
This is awesome, because keep in mind, we're just molecules put together, and molecules don't touch. Now, we say that and it sounds far-fetched because we're still looking, we're still at a denser state. But the more you keep working with the light, this journey don't end. See, food freedom is a minor city power in yoga. Now, look how I said minor. It's not even a big one. That means that's like a doorway for bigger things to come. We got bigger things to look forward to. This journey is awesome.
It is awesome, right? Freedom is really a side effect of the lifestyle. Like you said, there's many other things that you can do.
Right, many other things we're coming up with.
Scratching the surface, but
yeah,
just the stepping into the higher consciousness alone is amazing. And
right.
It's really hard to describe what that feels like. It's this, it really is like an awakening. You really do feel like you are energy and you're connected to the energy of everything else. And that's such a boring statement that's been used many times. But when you start to experience it, it's exquisite.
And you don't want to go backwards once you make that crossover. Oh, you want to keep going forward. When I was 29 years old, that's when I was like 190 pounds and all of that, my whole body was hurting. I had to go to the doctor, what's wrong, and all this other stuff. You understand? Right now, I'm 51, and I don't have no aches and pains in my body. I feel great. I don't want to go backwards.
Right.
I know it did it. No way in the world.
That's right. That's right. I mean, aside from the body feeling good, just the energy and the happiness, the whole thing, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
You said something to me the other day, actually it was when we were together, and you said being a breatharian is like driving a Ferrari.
Yeah.
And people who are just fasting and getting started are sitting in the Ferrari, but they haven't even started the engine yet, right?
Right, right.
Well,
and that's a good, oh, go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
Well, and that comes from the statement what Jazz Muheen said one day in her book, Living on Light. She was saying you got the choice to treat your body like a jalopy and give it cheap gas, cheap fuel, or treat it like I believe she used the word Porsche, or probably Ferrari, or you put higher quality gas in it. And that made me think that I remember when I bought a new car one time straight off the lot, the last thing I wanted to do was put the cheaper gas in it. You put that gas in it. But when I had a car I didn't too much care about, I was just thinking about saving money, get the lower gas. That's how you treat it. So your physical body, you do have control of it for the most part, and it's up to you what type of fuel you want it to run off of.
Exactly.
This is awesome.
Right. It is awesome. It's okay. So reflecting on the Ferrari statement earlier today, and I thought, this lifestyle is more than like driving a Ferrari. It's like somebody handing you the keys to a spaceship.
Yeah, right.
That can hover, that can like fly between dimensions, move at the speed of light. It can do absolutely anything, go anywhere and do anything.
Right.
And if you can ride a spaceship, You do not want to go back to that jalopy that can barely drive on the freeway that's fallen apart.
Absolutely. You don't want to go backwards.
No.
And that's how you know a person crossed over. Because sometimes people do challenge me and they'll bring up somebody, well, so-and-so was a breatharian, but they went back. They went back. I said, well, they never fully crossed over. Not to put nobody down, but when you start driving that spaceship and got the keys, there's no way in the world you want that old jalopy no more.
I just can't imagine.
You can't even imagine it.
I just can't.
It don't even sound right.
No, it's like waking up and then going back to sleep. You know, it's like, no. You want to stay awake for this one.
And it's amazing how life itself will give you analogies. I was at this one place here in India, and I met this one person, and she said, well, this is a nice place that we're at. I said, but we're about to move to this other place, and I've been there before. It's going to be totally bigger, and it's totally better. But she couldn't comprehend it in her mind where we were going. She said, but I'm comfortable here. But once she's seen the new place, she said, now I know what you're talking about.
Right.
And it's the same way on this journey. We're talking it, we're saying it, but you won't realize it until you get there into that new space. And when you see it, there's no way in the world you want to go back to that old space.
Mm-hmm. It's an experience. This path is totally experiential. You have to put it into practice so you can feel it. You cannot read about it. You cannot watch videos and attain it. You have to put it into practice.
Put it into practice. And everybody's going to go through their wilderness. You know, like when you read the Bible and how the children of Israel came out of Egypt, they went through the wilderness in order to make it to your promised land, your own personal crossover. And once you make it to that promised land, you don't want to go back to the bondages of Egypt, you know, just to give you an analogy. But this is what it's all about. And your personal wilderness is dealing with your shadow self, getting off of that toxicity, breaking loose those old habits, those old addictions. Some take longer than others, but just hang in there. It's because the universe is user friendly and everything is energy. Even the thoughts and the habits themselves, and energy loves to move.
It does.
This is awesome.
It does. And your body is user friendly.
Yes, it is. It talks to us all the time.
Yeah, your body and the universe are so interrelated, you have no idea. Your body is user friendly. It doesn't take much actually to get it going. I mean, you don't have to feed it everything that you do. And
actually, going back to the Ferrari, actually the body is voice activated too, or thought activated. Now, what I mean by that is, you remember that show that used to come on with that car Kit?
Yeah.
Knight Rider or whatever.
Knight Rider.
And he'll talk to Kit.
Oh my God.
He'll talk to the car and the car carried out his commands.
Mm-hmm.
So the body does the same thing. I actually went on a bike ride one time, a long distance bike ride, and there was a distance I had to get to that I never rode before. And I actually asked my body, will it do it for me? Because that's how tuned I got. You know, I was a breatharian at that time. My body did it at the end of the day. It was the longest distance it's ever done. And I said to my organs that night, I said, thank you. Mm-hmm. And everything, it was like it was saying, I told you I could do it. It was like a kid saying, I told you. All you had to do was ask me. This is the Ferrari we're driving. The body's user-friendly.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
It's like a genie.
Yes, and you can communicate with it and it will communicate with you. A lot of people in my healing practice, I've noticed, you know, they might have an injury and I said, well, have you asked the injury why it's here? What's going on? And the answer is, you know, deer in the headlights. Well, no, never even thought to do that. But if you do that, you'll actually get an answer. You know, if you really hold yourself silent for a while and just listen, it'll come to you. So you'll
get that answer.
Yeah, we in the society haven't been taught to go inward. But if you sit with yourself and kind of check in with your different areas of your body, it will speak to you, and you can speak to it like a commander-in-chief and tell it what you want it to do and how you want it to perform and how you want it to heal.
Right. Talk to it. Oh man, this is so good, isn't it?
It's so good.
And this is where you build back that connection. So there's times you might have to start out verbally talking to it. See, like, well, we talk to ourselves anyway. That's who you're talking to.
That's right. No, you're going to talk to yourself forever.
Forever, right.
Forever.
Get over it.
But it's fun to do that because when you realize the power and the control, I should say the influence you have over yourself and the environment around you, you want to play with it and yeah, you want to flow.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Just like a kid with a new toy. Your body's going to be like a kid with a new toy, your mind, all of this. We're making everything new so you can live a better, empowered existence. This is what we're talking about. Oh my gosh. And the more you go inward, the more you will have a better eye on the external. That's what we're talking about.
Right.
You'll look at it totally different. You'll look at the real vital things of life.
Yes, yes.
The real nutrition.
Right. What it's really about. And I would like to share a little bit about my own journey. I have found that the more cleansing I do, not just fasting, but actual cleansing, I get, let's say, a more of a pranic flow, like big shifts. You'd call it upgrades or up leveling. And it really makes a difference. So the cleaner you are, not just, oh, I'm not going to eat for a day or I'm not going to eat for a week, but are you actually doing the deep cleaning that you need to do, the deep cleansing? And what I found on my path is I might go a long time without eating and feel great and fine and sustained by that. But I might say, you know, maybe I want to take a break from not eating and I'm going to do something to cleanse more deeply. And that might involve juicing and herbs, therapy, whatever it is. So you might take a break from the chronic nourishment to do some deep cleaning. Because what you'll find is when you come out of that, you're even brighter. You're even more tapped in. You can more easily be fed by prana. So
people need to hear that, what you just said.
Yeah, it's
that is awesome.
And it's real. It's powerful and it's real. So don't think, oh, if I made the switch and I can now no longer eat, do you want to just hang there? Well, you could, but maybe you might up your game even more if you took a step back to do more cleansing. But again, check in with your body and see if it's needed.
See if it's needed.
See if it may not be needed.
Right.
And it might be the perfect thing. So don't get so hung up in your head and, oh, it needs to look like this. No, you can work it however you want. But no, the cleaner you are, the more of a crystal diamond you become.
And the body's so user-friendly. Once you do get into a certain state, even the way your metabolism works and the way your body get rid of things will be totally different than what it's doing now. If you're eating every day, you could be constipated even if you're still using the bathroom and stuff like that. Because the colon, it can have so much thickness around it. You feel this heavy feeling all on your body. So, I mean, to give yourself a break, to break all of that up, really would be a big relief to your body, your mind, and your emotions.
Yes, yes. And there is one particular colon cleanse that I highly recommend. So I will put a link at the bottom of this video for anyone who's interested in that kind of a thing. But it's really helped me personally along my journey. I know a lot of people really like it. And there's a lot of different things you could choose. So again, only do it if it draws to you, if you feel drawn to it. But it's powerful.
Oh, absolutely. And it's just like now how I'm sitting here out in the sun, I'm near the ocean, near the water. Again, a lay person, if you try to wrap your head around this intellectually, but once you get into the sciences, this is what it is. There's so much taking place out here again with my relationship to the body, because our skin is doing so much work for us. It's not only hooked up with everything externally, it's also hooked up with everything internally. Your skin is an organ. So even on a holistic level, people will say, don't put nothing on your skin that you wouldn't eat. You understand? Your skin is absorbing everything. And even the clothes you wear. I got to do a video soon, or we should do one on the clothes you wear, so the body can breathe and all this other stuff. But there's some garments that do cause more harm to the body, or you're wearing clothes too tight and all of this. It restricts it because you do have an energy flow going inside of the skin or inside of the body, and also outside of the skin. So everything, this science goes deeper and deeper where you keep tweaking yourself to get the higher quality energy as possible.
Yes.
Wow.
You just reminded me of something that I really want to share. You can be in a natural, beautiful pranic state and not absorb that much prana if your mind and your intention isn't in it. In other words, if you're on your phone, if you're thinking negative thoughts or thinking anything that's keeping you from being conscious of where you are, the more conscious that you are, you can actually deliberately bring the energy in. So being really aware of your surroundings. I'll give you a small example. I was in the forest the other day and I had a big work day. So I had a lot of thoughts in my mind. So I'm powering on this trail with thoughts. And I realized, this is crazy. I could just sit at home and think, what, I'm wasting my time here.
Yeah.
So I stopped for a moment. I said, I'm going to put on my forest fairy eyes. And I'm going to slow down and I'm going to look at the forest and I'm going to really see the forest. I'm going to see the spirit of the plant. Really? Everything. And so I slowed down, I slowed my breathing, and I like changed my eyes, is what I called it. You know, I'm going to put on new eyes. And I looked down and all of a sudden I'm breathing and I'm feeling the forest, and then I deliberately breathe it in, and you can start working with it. But you have to be conscious. You have to be present. Presence, that's the word I'm looking for. So,
and I'm so glad you said that. People need to hear what you just said.
Right.
It's true.
It's true. So presence is everything. If you're not present with your environment, you're not taking advantage of the environment you're in.
Right. And so this goes with the books like, what's his name? Eckhart Tolle and all of them. The only thing that exists is now. Yeah, those are, I mean, we could go on and on, but these tools actually work. And we're in the age where there's so much information out there now for you to really get self-empowerment, self-realization, enlightenment. Even our last video we gave about the yoga systems here in India, it's already paved out. It really is.
Oh, yeah.
You got to put the time and effort in to work with yourself.
Right. The information's out there. I mean, we're putting information out. You are putting information out. Others are. There's books. There's tons of literature. The information's there. So get what you can, but then put it into practice. Like, do that.
Right. It's just like, and I'm so used to doing this. It's just like today, I'm not going to think one negative thought. Why should I? Now listen at that. That's powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now in the beginning stages 20 years ago, whoa, my mind had so much negativity on it. But over a period of time, I can't even see that taking place today.
Right. Because all these practices have supported positive thinking. So let me tell you, when you practice presence, for example, in the forest or at the beach or wherever, you're not thinking negative things. You're just present. When you're meditating, again, you're present. So you're not thinking this. So all of these practices trains the mind. When you're doing your Qigong, you're not thinking. You're doing your breath work, you're not thinking.
Oh, and you feel so much better afterwards.
Oh, so, and during, before, during, after, the whole thing, because you're excited to do it, and then you do it, and you're so high. It's like,
right.
God, I can't even explain it. It's just like this download of bliss. You know, I mean, we spoke about Yogananda in our last video, and he says, meditation is bliss. And the reason why he was so drawn to it as a young man is because he would sit in his closet and hide away from his family and just tap into that bliss. And once you really feel that bliss, you don't want anything else. Like, nothing else tastes as good. Nothing else feels as good.
Right.
Nothing else is good. I mean, it's good, but not that good.
Not that good. This is awesome. I just put a post on social media that I'm so glad that I love meditation, or I found it or something. I'm so glad. This is the foundation of the pranic journey, because this is a time for you to really charge up with all these cosmic forces, all these energies, learning how to relax. Your breath will automatically slow itself down. Your thoughts will automatically start slowing themselves down. This is an awesome art to master.
It really is. It really is. I don't even know what to say. I'm just like overcome by feeling.
Right.
I'm still
A
high from
feeling
the
state.
sunset. It's like past 10 here, and I'm still totally high from the sunset and the ocean.
Oh my gosh.
And, oh, very high pranic day today. Yeah. Whenever you get a chance, make high pranic. I can't even talk. High priority pranic days.
Right.
There you
So
go.
just don't have a fasting day. That's why I like how this group here in India, they don't use that word fast. They call it a pranic day.
Yeah.
Have a day where you, yeah, up your game. Have a day where you kind of challenge yourself in a good way.
Yes. See how long you can meditate for, how many hours at a time, or how many meditations you can fit in, or whatever it is your thing is that you love. It doesn't have to be meditation or in the way that we talk about it. You know, it could be qigong, it could be
sitting right here on the rocks. Right.
Right. So I call all of that meditation, but and there's so many different types of meditation. So whatever it is you love, because what you love, you will do. You will absolutely.
When you love it, you'll do it. And getting to these states again, like we said, those of you who want to start out in the beginning, of course, everybody got to go through that negative voice inside to say all types of stuff. But if you could just push yourself just a little, try to stay consistent, you'll feel so much better after you did an exercise, after you did a walk, after you did a meditation. All this good stuff will start kicking in, and you'll get stronger and stronger and stronger. You're developing a new habit.
Yes, and happier and happier and happier.
Oh man, this is so wonderful.
It is.
So again, dealing with this high life. This is a high vibration where you are actually high.
It's right. I know, like you and I, we chat a lot on, what is it, Facebook Messenger. And it's always like, how are you? I'm high. I'm high too. What are you doing? I'm meditating. I'm so high.
And your brain does give off what? DMT and all this other stuff. We got all these serotonins. We got the chemicals going on. When you start purging that stuff out, it does bring up happiness and all this other stuff when you use it properly.
Right.
Oh man, getting to learn yourself.
Yeah. Learn yourself and getting to learn your higher self. Your higher self.
Yes, that's what it's about.
High and the higher self, which is your higher consciousness. I love the word there, right?
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
And then what goes along with this, when you're happy, now listen at this, you treat others good.
Yeah, right.
You start sharing it, it goes with the territory.
Yeah.
And that makes you even happier. It's a trade-off.
Right, right. And it's only unhappy people who hurt others. So remember that, right? So to have compassion and happiness for everybody, but as you grow in your happiness and in your light, you will help to shine that light on everyone.
Absolutely. Boy, this is so good. Woo!
Woohoo! Woohoo!
I love it. Yeah, that's right. La, 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 la. This is a wonderful life we're in. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I think we did it again. And thank you, Shana. You said so many good things that people needed to hear.
Well, thank you, Elitom. Awesome, awesome talk.
Right.
Life and creating a high heaven for yourself within your body and within your home and within the world. Paradise on earth.
Paradise on earth, from myth to reality.
Absolutely.
This does exist.
It does.
Keep up the good work. Keep going strong. And we'll be putting out some real good information, more videos, of course. And this is the channel to come to keep growing and to keep this frequency going so you can keep learning and growing. All of us can. We're helping each other.
Yeah, yeah. We're always all of us. We're all growing. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited.
Wow.
Wow. I have to go integrate.
We're high, man. Yeah. We could just sit here and be like this.
I know. Oh my God.
Wow. Life is wonderful.
It is.
To be glad to be alive. Wow.
Yeah.
This is a mind blow.
Yeah. And it keeps growing and growing. Even for us, it keeps growing and growing. Even for you, Elitom, because you're far more evolved than I am at this point on this path. But you keep getting higher and higher too.
Higher and higher. This puts you in awe. I remember Einstein said that. This should have you in awe. Boredom just means disconnection.
Right.
When you in this is awe. Look at this. Wow.
Wow.
This is something, ain't it? Look at me. Look at Shana. Wow.
Look at us.
Look at that. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
By the way, you know what, Elitom, every time you bend down to laugh, I notice that you have a circle right at the top of your head in your hat. And it's kind of like, I have something in my hair, probably from the beach. And it's like your crown chakra right there, sewn right into your hat.
Oh, man. All the way. Right. It's true. We do have crown chakras. That's our crown. We opening it up, enjoying it, loving it, and all this stuff is true. This is a good life we live in. So enjoy it, people. Enjoy this life and allow others to enjoy life too, just by you being in their presence. When you grow, everybody wins.
Yes, yes. The whole world does, the whole planet, truly, truly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So again, it was nice talking to y'all once again, and we love you.
Yeah, we love you.
Namaste. Yeah. And once again, enjoy.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.